In this video, we're going to continue with the truth tables, and I'm going to show you a slightly more complicated example. And again, we're going to focus on how to do this on the TI calculator, but for now, let's look at the actual example. And again, this is right out of the textbook, so the textbook already worked through this problem. My main focus is to show you how to do it on the calculator, but just to kind of go through the example in the textbook real quick before we get to the calculator. Let's talk about what's going on here. So in this case, we have three possible statements, statement A, B, and C, and each of those can be true or false. And that gives us eight possible combinations of true and false for those three statements, A, B, C. And again, our goal is to evaluate or create the truth table for A intersect the complement of B union C. And like in previous examples, we build up to that final statement of truth based on intermediate steps. We start inside the parentheses with B union C. So that's going to cause me to focus on these two columns, column B, column C. And again, keep in mind we're talking about the union here, which would be the OR statement. So this would be an OR statement. We would think, in order for the statement to be true, B is true, C is true, or they're both true. In this case, they're both true. Here one is true, here one is true. Here they're both false. Here they're both true, 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 false. Now we'll look at the complement of the B union C. Well, what I do here is I look at this column for B union C and just take the complement. So true would becomes false, true becomes false, true becomes false, false becomes true, true becomes false. And then finally we have the set A over here intersect the complement of B union C, which is this column here. So to evaluate this column, I'm focused on column A, and I'm focused on column complement of the set B union C. So if we have true intersect true, true, I'm looking here, true intersect false, statement we get back is, because this would be an and statement, so they both have to be true, and they're not, so that would be false. Same thing here. Same thing here. In this case, we have true and true, which is true. We have false and false, which is false. False and false, which is false. False and true, which is false. And again, false and true, which is false. Or maybe I said that wrong. False and false is false. False and true is false. Okay, so again, just replicating the example in the book. Now I want to show you how to do this on the calculator, and in order to do it on the calculator, this problem, or this truth table, I have to convert from T's and F's to ones and zeros, which I've done here. Now let's take a look at how we would do this on the calculator. And again, this is from the last example, but let me just I'm just going to go to the home screen, clear everything to start with, just a blank home screen, and move forward. So again, we're going to use the list editor to create the table all in one step. And to do this problem, I need another column or another list. So I'm going to insert another blank list. Notice there's no A in the cursor, so I press alpha, press C, and then press enter. So I've created a new list. And essentially what I need to do now is replicate the table, the A, B, C columns in the table in the calculator. Oops, got an error. Let me do a go to here. Oh, okay. Huh, that's interesting. I was using the arrow keys. I'm not sure what happened here. That's weird. I'm going to just go ahead. We'll come back to that. I'm going to clear that out. I don't quite know what went wrong there, but let me go back here and just finish off what I was doing, and we'll come back and I can fix it. I can redo L1 anyway. So again, that was left over from a previous problem anyway. So, okay, so let's see. I believe that's column A entered correctly. We have column B, which is 1, 1, 1. So B is 1, 1, 0, 0. And 1 and 1 and 0. And I'll enter those same values in C, or the values from the table into list C on the calculator. Okay, so I believe I have that entered correctly now. Double check. So let's see, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. This is interesting. What I'm noticing right now is I'm missing a row in my table, aren't I? That is interesting because here I should have 8 row. I have 8. If I have 3 choices and there are 2 choices for each, there should be 8 combinations. I only have 7 here, so I'm missing one. So let's see, which one am I missing? I'm missing false, false, true, 0, 0, 1. So what I think I'll do, just for the heck of it here, is, let's see, I'm just going to edit this on the fly. So let's see, I am going to make a new row. And then to make this correct, I just need to make that 1. All right, now I fixed my truth table. So I kind of did that on the fly. I can make a cleaner slideshow or a cleaner presentation, probably, or video if I went back and started over. But I think on this one, I'm just going to go ahead and live with the mistake and move forward. Okay, in any case, now that I fixed that, I'm going to go back to the calculator. And let's see, double check. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need, so I'll make that 1 and then make one more row here of all zeros. And I do believe then I will have the correct entries for A, B, and C. Okay, now to create this truth table here, piece by piece again. The fun part about the calculator actually is I could jump right to the end actually. I mean, if I'm really interested in just creating the truth table for the statement A intersect complement of B union C, I can, on the calculator, I can just go straight to it here. I'm just going to show you that. It's really quite powerful. So what I can do here is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say second stat, choose A, and then I'm going to say, we're talking the next operation is the intersection. That would be an and statement. So I'm going to go second math to logic, choose and. And then the next is the complement. So I'm going to choose the not command here. And then we have the union. So that's going to be an or. So we've got B or. I'm going to scroll down now and find C. There it is. And then close that parenthesis. And if I press enter, notice it gives me the logical conclusions for that statement. 0 is false, so we have false, false, false. true, false, 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 false. And that was the same result that I got in the previous slide when I was using the T's and the F's to evaluate this table step by step. But just for the heck of it, let me show you the intermediate steps. So I want to go back. I was kind of showing off the calculator, how powerful it is. Frankly, I'm not, it's funny. I mean, I've been teaching math a long time, and it's like the truth tables, the way we do them, are kind of designed to go from one part to the next part, sort of like how you would do an algebra problem. So you like simplify what's in the parentheses first, and then you do the next layer and the next layer. Sometimes we talk about the layers of the onion. So really what you see in the table as we move from one column to the next across the table are each of those components of that overall statement being done in sequence. So really, to me, the truth table in its full glory is really designed for when we were really doing all this stuff by hand. And I think there's learning that goes along with doing each of those components. But then I have to ask myself the question, now that we have all the technology coming along, how much of those intermediate steps are really necessary? So I don't really have an answer to that question. But I do want to point out, I mean, I think more and more we can, use the calculator and the technology to kind of ease our burden on making sure we do it all correct. And of course, you'll see me make mistakes. I make mistakes. All human beings make mistakes. So the other nice thing about the calculator is once we get everything set up correctly and entered correctly, the calculator does not make logical mistakes. It just simply does not. So that's the nice thing about it. So I'm going to back up though, and I'm just going to go ahead and go through step by step now and move forward. And again, I'm going to go ahead and archive these different intermediate steps to save time. And notice I just pressed the alpha key with the plus key. I'm going to put my first statement in quotations. That way I can build from one statement to the next, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to do now. This column right here in the table is B union C. So this is going to be an OR statement we're going to use. So we're going to take list B or list C. And then close the parenthesis. And incidentally, you're seeing different lists in my list menu on the calculator. I have a lot of lists on my calculator. You may not have many. It's no big deal. You'll have more by the end of the semester probably. But in any case, all right. So now I press enter once I've had that entered correctly, and we see we've got true, 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 false, true, 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 false. And I believe that's the same thing I got. And again, like I said, one of the really kind of nice things about using the calculator to do these problems is we can check our work quite easily. And that just gives us some confidence that, or some of us at least, gives me confidence that I'm doing the problem correctly, which is kind of nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this truth table in as we go along. So we had true, 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 false, true, 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 false. We'll go back to the calculator and just, oh, hold on now. Oh, where did I go? That's weird. Hold on. There we go. Got lost on my computer there for a minute. So let's see. I want to go back and look at the calculator. Okay, finally. So yeah, okay. So I wrote that down correctly. Now the nice thing about using the parentheses for L1 here is it archives what we have just done. And so I can, rather than typing the statements in over and over again, I can just go back now and edit the previous statement. I just pressed enter to bring me down to the function command line, and I'm going to do second delete to insert a command, or a logic statement. I'm going to choose the not statement here. So we're doing the next column, which is not B union C. And again, I'll insert a parenthesis here on the end. And now when I press enter, I get the output for this statement. And so we have false, 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 true, false, 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 true. And that is what we got previously when I was doing this problem by hand. So here, let's see, we've got 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. And finally, we'll do the last column there. And again, it's all archived, so I'm going to go and press, let's see, where's my cursor? So I'm looking for the flashing cursor. Before I start editing this function, I need my cursor down here. To get it down there, I just press enter. And move one to the right. Now I want to insert. Notice I know I'm in insert mode because now it's flashing with the underline rather than the solid block. So that's good. So now I'm going to go second, stat. I want list A here now in front. So we have list A. We have an intersection. The intersection would be an and statement. I did this at the very beginning, so I'm backing up now and redoing it. So we have list A, which is statement A, intersect the complement of the set or the statement B union C. It looks right to me. So press enter. Now we get the results, which are false, 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 true, false, 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 false. And again, that I do believe is what I got in the previous example. So just to complete the table, we'd have 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. So the calculator is amazing. It does so many things. I believe in this class, you're going to learn a lot about the calculator and find out that it truly is a powerful tool. In any case, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video.